Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Lone from Night Owl Central, and we're going to be playing Total War Attila as the Western Roman Empire. Now, last episode we were only able to overview and to go through the very first turn, right? And that's because we start out with so much land, and we have to really just look it over, see our situation, explain what we're going to be doing, and figure out what we're going to be doing, and then implement it. You know, I'm going to be moving these guys up. Episode 2 is less on infrastructure, more emphasis on military, I'd have to say. But we are going to be throwing quite a bit of money into the infrastructure. I'm going to hire those two guys, see what you guys have here. 170. I don't know. I'm just going to hire both of you. And then I'm going to get you guys to hire some people of your own. Alright, and then hire you. You know what? I'm actually just gonna siege them. There we go. I'm just gonna keep them sieged, encircle them. That way they can't produce any more units. But, you know, at the same time, I can't produce any more units with this army. So that's why I'm building up this army. And then I'll go switch them out. But, with that being said, I'm going to go switch over to this side, hire these units, bring this army down, see the mercenaries here first before leaving. Yeah. And then I'm going to move these guys all the way up to Germania. I'm going to break down this again, double check in Britain, nothing for me to break down. And I'm going to hire that merc. And then recruit 3 units there. And nothing I can levy locally, so then I'm going to recruit 3 units right there. And now, well no, I'm going to go down south. Move him. Not going to hire any troops on him yet. I'm just going to be checking mercs in the south. Just hiring mercenaries for now. Once we have the problems with, once we have any problems. Ooh, I thought I just ended the turn. Oh. Alright. So right now we're beefing up our northern defenses, right? Making sure that we've broken down everything. And we're going to be pushing on Illyria, subjugating them, and then pushing on to the Quadrians and eliminating them. The goal is to destroy that faction completely. Next, we're going to be taking out the Swabians, Suebii, and focusing these 3 armies in this triangle in order to keep them, or to corner them and eliminate them, so that then we have 2 factions completely destroyed. We have 1 subjugated that's kind of like on a border, right? They'll produce armies, and then anybody who comes in and invades, they will most likely attack them, right? We're going to do that with pretty much every single faction that goes into the outlining territories that we're not going to want. and that is also Roman based. So like Gaul, Spain, Illyria, um, Italy, if Italy pops up, but I don't want Italy to pop up in the south. But anyway, because they produce Roman units and they also use Roman buildings. So they're essentially just New Rome, right? And so they actually like Romans quite a bit. So it's not too bad. So, okay, now that we have we've worked on our military, right? We have made sure that everything we've broken down is continuing to break down. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the infrastructure, which that is going to be siphoning up a large portion of money. Now I'm going to bring it back to the map. Okay, so with our infrastructure, we will only be focusing on Spain proper, Aquitaine, Narbonensis, Liguria, and Italy. Okay, so essentially it's going to be Spain, southern France, northern Italy, southern Italy, and the islands that are in the Mediterranean. Those are the areas we're going to be boosting the infrastructure, focusing on Spain, right, as primary. These outlining border territories right here, these three, will not get any infrastructure, if not just minimal infrastructure. Okay, so now going down to southern Spain, the first things that you want to start to look at with infrastructure is what are you missing? This southern area is missing food. I usually like to have 2 sets of fields in every single region. That makes it so that region can produce the food that region spends. If not, produce a little more that we could A, sell and trade, B, spread throughout the kingdom or the empire or whatever. Okay. And then secondary, you look down in the public order, and the major problems are difficulty level, taxes, religious differences, right? Immigrants, food. So we eliminate the food with the fields, and we focus on the religious differences and the immigrants with the Latin baptistry, because the immigrants will become Latin. All right. Nova Carthago, again, Latin baptistry. Okay. Now we're going over here. Latin chapel. It's the first and foremost thing that you want to get. Switch the religion over. All right. There's 2 fields here, right? I'm not going to develop the land just yet. I'm going to go through the rest of the empire or the kingdom and figure out what needs to be built. You need to be broken down. I need to build a church there. I don't know why I didn't break that down originally. It's weird. Okay, so coming through here, Segesto, Latin baptistry, and I'm going to upgrade you and put in a marble stone cutter, and then I'm going to put in a waterworks here. Latin church, auditorium, waterworks. Those are the 3 I'm looking at to have in every major city. Those 3 allow you to A, convert your people into Latin, to be Latin, B, have the sanitation in order to keep everything clean, no diseases happening, and C, the public order in order to keep your populace happy while you keep the taxes at baseline minimum. Okay. let's move on. Going down into Rome. Alright, breaking you down. This Colosseum's a bit much, but it's not too bad. Alright, let's go down. Okay. Oh, there's not a second set of fields. But they're making food, which is okay. Oh, wait, no, there is. Orchards. Boom, second set of fields. Alright. Food is fine. Alright, now we're going to be going into the outlining territories to see if there's anything we broke down that we can boost up. Right? Okay, so now we go over here and we notice that this needs more food. So we're going to put in some more fields. Over here they have 20 food. Fine, fine, fine. Alright. Up in the north, they are fine with food. However, they have a salt deposit, and it's not being utilized. So I'm just going to upgrade that. I'm going to put in fields down there, and then a Latin baptistry. No, just more fields. Just more fields. Alright, 1, 2. It's easy. And then up here needs more food, so I'm going to put in some fields, and they still have 5. And they don't have good sanitation. But it's one of the outlining areas. I don't necessarily want it to boost it up at this moment in time. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to southern Spain. I have 38k that I can use currently. Now, I don't necessarily want to use it all, right? Because if I use it all, then I won't have any money if anything substantial happens. Granted, we are going to be breaking down some of these areas. We're going to be taking a puppet state next turn. And we're going to be losing some of the territories, but still, it's not necessarily something that we want. Alright, so -8, -9, 17. Alright, so now I'm going to attempt to build an auditorium in every single area. Alright, let's go. Okay. Marble stone cutter. Utilize that. Forum. You already have one. You already have one. You already have one. You do not have one. Auditorium. You do not want to have one either. Alright, that's fine though. Or wait, no. I need one. Okay. So, now that I've purchased an auditorium in nearly everywhere, that I did, guess not. Now we have 15k left. Okay. So, at this moment in time, with all the troops we're going to be building, we're probably going to lose 1,500, if not around 2k of our income for next turn. And then, along with that, we're going to be losing territory. We're going to be raided. We are going to have rebellion here in the next couple of turns. We will have disease, sanitation issues, and we will have a lack of funds in order to deal with all these things. So we're creating right now just a baseline, right? Right. And that baseline will help strengthen Rome in the sense that you have the auditorium. It gives the income from the culture, and it also gives the public order, right? And then we have the troops in the north building up. What we need to do right now is we need to take out the Swabians, subjugate the Illyrians, destroy the Quadrians. Once we've done that, recede, see how much territory is lost, take a deep breath, start back up again. But let's look at diplomacy real quick. Let's try to trade. Low, not happening. Oh wait, I should just do it anyway, because they might accept, who knows. Okay, alright.
Gods of the afterlife, spare my brain.
Alright.
I am sure you have many.
Doing this a second time usually doesn't work, but I've found that sometimes it does. Sometimes they'll just accept for no reason. Well, they want your goods, Mangs, and they don't actually want to fight for it. They want to just, trade you for it. Whatever. Alright. Now I'm going to look at the tactical overview real quick. With diplomatic status right now, we are at war with not that many more individuals, but a few different ones. But let's look at region wealth. Alright, so right now, let's try to find the richest area. I think it's Carthago Nova, or Nova Carthago is the richest area with 1,500 gold created on a turn-by-turn basis for that single town, or that single region. That, not necessarily good. That is not the best turnaround, right? But we don't have much infrastructure. It's barely at like tier 1 or tier 2, tier 1, tier 2. So we wait a couple of turns, that's going to boost up. So it's decent. Our different incomes are decent, but we'll see in the turns to come. It'll upgrade. All right. So public order right now. All right. So we have -17 up here. We have -10 down here in Lusitania, Becca, Baetica. These names though, Baetica. Alright, -8, -10, -9, -8, -6, -3, -10, -11, -4, and -6, and -11. Alright, so our inner territories, it seems like, are not doing too bad. We have, 3 turns until the public order bonus comes into play. And then during those 3 turns, we'll win some battles. So our people will actually be happier because of that. Growth, not the best, but that's actually good. We don't want so much growth right now, because more growth means more people to have to deal with, and more possibility for disease, and yada yada yada. Religion right now, not looking good. Not looking good at all. But that will turn around over time. Sanitation. Now this is a new one. This is new for the Total War series, and it's I like it. It brings a new area to the playing field, or to the way that you manage things. But our sanitation is one of the parts of this campaign that will not be dealt with until the later, like 5 or 10 turns. We won't be able to deal with sanitation until about 5 or 10 turns. And that's just because of the lack of funds, right? You need to focus on, popularity. You need to focus on food and your religion. Those are the 3 things that you need to focus on primarily. And then once you get those into play, the religion will slowly tick it off. So slow and steadily, you will have less and less negative popularity because of the religion. So you need to start that early, right? And then you get the food instantly. As soon as you build it, food, all the negativity from food is gone, and then that actually aids with increasing your popularity with the people as well, because at some points, if you have an overabundance of food in the region, then you can actually have a population bonus from the food. Then just getting the base population bonus, or a popularity bonus from the auditorium, that is it's really just needed because of the difficulty level for us. It adds +7, which kind of negates the -8, so you end up with just 1. So it's kind of like you're playing with normal, and then you just lose a building slot in every single major town. So it's like, it's not too bad. But ignoring that, you want to build this because then that allows you to have the +4 taxes without any really repercussion. And then you have a +3 popularity bonus buffer. And so then that can deal with either your religious dissent or just, anything that pops up. It kind of just, it helps, it just helps overall, oh, yeah. No, fuck. I'm not gonna declare war against them. I can't, because, right now, I don't have any troops in North Africa, right? And so... if I actually, or actively go to war against them, I'll get fucked. Alright, so, looking at this, I have 2 spears, 2 swords, plus the general, 2 skirmishers, a horse unit, and a slinger. I will get wrecked. So I'm just gonna retreat from that.
At ease, men.
Hopefully the Illyrians can't actually build anything. Alright. Well, I'm gonna fight this out. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So I will see you after the battle. Alright, so that battle went kind of as expected. We actually almost won. But in the end there, it didn't work in our favor. So we do actually lose the army, unfortunately. However, we do not have attrition. Look at that. We have 600 fucking food, and we lost men to attrition. Anyway, so right now we have 34,000 gold. Okay. And ooh, we can upgrade our units now. Nice. They do cost a little bit more to upkeep, but that's fine because they have increased armor. So I'm gonna hire those guys. No mercs are available. They've probably bought them all. 12 units, that's roughly what I went against, and then 12 here, which, 12 and 12, that's gonna be a pain in the ass, ain't it? Okay. Now, I need to move my men back. To here. Oh, man. I'm gonna build an army right here. Reinstate the legacy. Right there. Put you in. Raise the local levies. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get any. Nope. No mercs. But I'm gonna retrain you guys. And then I'm going to move you to Avaricum. Alright. Any high mercenaries? No. Alright, so I'm going to move you guys over here. These guys should be fine if they attack the city, so I'm going to raise the local levies here instead, and then create 3 more men.
Ready for orders.
No. These guys will help secure this road right here. These guys will help the flank, and these men will defend the city in case they attack. They only have 16 men at this moment, so they're not that much of a threat. These guys right here, that was a problem. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these guys over to Caesarea. I'm going to see if there's any mercs. Oh, okay. So I'm going to hire you. Hire you. Not you. And I'm going to hire the slingers. And that's it. Excellent armor. Yeah, these guys all have excellent armor though. Alright, and then I'm going to build 3 units here. Moving you over to oh wait, I'm gonna move you there first. See if there's any mercs. Nope. Now I'm gonna move you to Corduba. Mercenaries? No. Okay. So I'm gonna retrain and then hire some more spears. I'm building up the armies because it's right now we have the money in order to just build massive armies. Okay. But soon we won't have the money, and so I'm building up the armies because we have the monthly income right now to sustain these armies. Once we get below the monthly income threshold, that is when it's going to stop. Okay? And then we'll just have to destroy as many enemies and then defend while we build up an economy. And that is when it's going to be sort of a waiting game. Right now, it's seeing what our neighbors do, attempting to destroy them, and then compensate for it troop-wise versus monetarily. Okay, so you need to be turned. You already have that. You need to be turned into a waterworks. Okay, and okay, so you need to be turned into a waterworks as well. Okay. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm going to be going through and I'm checking to make sure that all the areas have enough food and that all the areas on their way that also have all of their resources built up as well, and that they are all on their way to being filled up with any extra growth spots that I can use to build better buildings, or there you go. This needs sanitation, so I'm going to use the waterworks because we already have a Latin shrine there. I'm going to build you down because we need some religious influences there, because it's right now the religious differences is -4, so I'm going to break you down, put in the religious, or the Latin religious building. And like I said before, with my bordering territories, I am not going to be upgrading them at all. Because we will have the military presence, I'm not going to spend any money on it. Unless it's an empty spot like this, and in which case I will just build a waterworks, because I can upgrade this to build in the auditorium. Okay, so now at this point in time we have Latin Christianity growing everywhere. We actually have a food problem still here, so I'm gonna upgrade that to wheat field. And then that should be fine. But yes, we have Latin Christianity increasing everywhere right now. We still have a food problem here as well, so I'm going to upgrade that to a wheat field. Oh, Latin Christianity is actually decreasing here, probably because of that. If I remove that, it would drop the 15 down to a 7. So that would be -8 public order. Right now we have -19 because of food. So as soon as the wheat field is finished, should be fine. And plus, this consumes -50, so that'll drop it down 20 as well. I think that works. I'm going to drop this down because of Latin Christianity is going down because of Greco-Roman paganism, which is from this. It's got at least +2, so if I drop it down to +1, it probably won't affect it as much, and we should be good. Alright, so now we got religious differences here, but Latin Christianity is stalled out, and Greco-Roman paganism is increasing because of the auditorium. It's gonna happen. I mean, it's just what I gotta do for now. Later on, we'll be able to upgrade the churches once everything is built. But yeah, I mean, here there will be no problem. In all of Spain, there will be no problem with Latin Christianity. I'm not worried about them with the religious differences. That will be gone soon. All of Spain will be happy soon. What Spain needs to make sure, what we need to make sure about with Spain is that their food stays on point. Okay, religious differences -5. Wow, yeah. How much is this one increasing? Latin Christianity, 8.7% a turn. Holy shit. Okay, so that's probably gonna drop a point every turn. So that's good. Alright, and yeah, so I mean everything seems to be going well. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get any more money off of the Eastern Romans by offering... Oh wait, no, there's a new... Let me see if I can trade them. No. Okay, so Eastern Roman Empire. Join war against these guys. Payments. 1K.
Our purse is
Whatever. Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna look into the trade thing. Into the trade and finance page, and I'm gonna look at our resources. Okay, so right now we are exporting 100% of our wine. Good. 100% of our iron. 100% of our salt. 100% of our olives. 100% of our dyes, and 100% of our timber. Okay, perfect. Alright. So, I'm going to end the turn. What I was looking at right there was you can look at how much of a resource you are producing, and then you can look at how much of it you are exporting. So if you are only exporting like 20% of your timber, and you keep upgrading your timber, that doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're doing that, then your timber you're not going to be selling more timber, so you're not actually making more money off of building that building. So instead of upgrading your timber, you should turn around and be like, okay, I'm going to leave it where it is until it goes up to 100%. And then I'm going to upgrade, the marble that's already at 100%. Oh, shit. No. Okay, so Corrales has a problem now, so that's quarantined. Fuck. Them and them. Oh, it's probably the Visigoths.
ready for battle.
Nice. Train. Charge! Not now. Next turn. It's gonna be next turn, definitely. So, this is the end of the episode, right? But stay tuned for next episode, because we are going to be dealing with, well, like I thought we were going to be doing this turn, or this episode, but apparently we didn't, because we were still prepping. But we're going to be dealing with the Swabians, the Illyrians, and it seems like the Visigoths and the Ostrogoths. We'll see how things go, right? But I'm still pretty sure we can take out Illyria. Take out these guys real quick. I don't know, the Visigoths and whatnot, they're looking pretty close on the map right now. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Zoom in and now you can see all of that. That's cool. But I might double back, take out the Visigoths, because I mean they have the same troops roughly as all the other Germanics, and so you bring 2 armies down and they're dead. But one of the main things I want to do is I want to take out the Swabians. All right, you take them out, destroy that tribe, then you go north, you take out the Alamans. Destroy that tribe, okay, and then you just kind of you destroy all the tribes completely that come through, and you keep defenses on key strategic areas, and those key strategic areas are Toronum, because it's on a river, it's perfect, Lugdunum or Vienna. Hopefully Lugdunum. These 2 areas are key, right? Then your other strategic areas are Medlan or Mediolanium. I'm horrible with these names. I'm going to learn them though. Right here, or the outlining territories that I have kept so far, right? And then right here. Those are your key strategic points against the barbarian hordes. Those 4 points. So if you can keep 4 out of your 10 armies in those areas, you literally will not lose. Unless they hit you from the sea, which is actually pretty rare in this campaign. Unless it gets to the point of where like everybody has taken over spots, then it kind of then they usually go to the sea. But otherwise, they stay on land because they like to have their families, their tents set up on land, right? Whoa, we are in the negatives already. Wow. Why is that? Let's look at that real quick. Maintenance, army upkeep, other. Huh, that's weird. Oh, we have raiders. 1. And raiders 2. Let's see if these guys started raiding. What happened with these guys? They're still there. They're not raiding. They're still there. I don't like that. But, yeah, and that's usually why it's like, if I can trade with you guys, yay. We get the extra income for the first couple of turns, but I want to destroy you, occupy the land, deal with rebels, and then just be done with it. And then these guys. Just destroy these guys, move north, like I was saying. But yeah, if you can hold those key points, you'll be fine. But then dealing with dissent, dealing with the rebels, dealing with your populace, dealing with the sanitation issues and religious issues, and it's just, there's a lot to manage. And that is why I enjoy having a large treasury buffer, which, I mean, that it's decent. 18k. I mean, if we keep at this predicted income, which we won't, but if we do keep at that predicted income, we could last on that for 20, 30, 40 turns, depending on what happens, right? And now, obviously, I can't build any more troops, but I still can. Because even if we had, if I built, let's say, 5, 6, 7, depending on the upkeep of troops, so if I hired these mercenaries again, I spend, 600k hiring them, but then the upkeep is only 300. So technically I could survive off that for another, like 10, 20 turns, right? In a pinch. And plus, every time I hire a mercenary into my forces, the whole army gets a negative 2% upkeep. So that actually helps. The more mercs I have actually helps, right? So just remember that mercs in this one are not a bad thing. But yeah, so next episode we will be doing more. Please stay tuned. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe and comment what you thought, and stay tuned because it's going to be fun.